You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Archer. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Archer news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Archer.
What's up?
Well,
homie?
good evening.
Wow. Hey, Mike. Oh, there I am. There I am. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hello.
It's us, the
What's up,
Archer dudes.
Internet?
We're going to be talking about a little episode called Drift Problem.
Word.
It aired tonight on the FX network.
For the show, Archer.
Archer. Recently, A1 Miss Jessica Walter did an interview in the AV Club, which we will be breaking down for y'all.
Some good tidbits, some
nice
explorations of what it's like in the booth, working with Adam Reed.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
Some juicy stuff. So stick around for that.
Indeed. For
But
those of
until
you-
then, we're going to be talking about the episode.
And we're also going to be talking about ourselves.
lot.
Because,
This is
man,
true.
oh man, do we love talking about ourselves.
Basically, it's my favorite thing.
Then why don't you do that, John? And
Well-
introduce yourself.
Well, hi there, folks. I'm John Barrett.
And I am Justin McGee.
I'm Greg Goodness.
How y'all doing?
This is super awkward that we're just like, hi,
Hi.
Internet. Yo, what's up?
Hey, girl.
How's it going?
How's it looking?
Hey, girl.
That's
And
literally the extent of
probably
like our skills.
guys.
Is it just like, hey, what's up? How's it going, guys? I don't know what else to
What do we
say.
say from
What
here?
else do we? I've never gotten that far.
So, Archer, huh?
Yeah. How about that Archer?
How about his birthday?
And
Or-
no one remembered, except that they did.
Except
That
that they
they
all
did.
did. That was sad. And, sort of, yeah, this
In a
is
sort
kind
of, you deserve it.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
if
that's
anybody did.
That was actually where I was going with that sentence as well. So, yeah, because he's an unrelenting piece of garbage, and of course his mother would forget his birthday. Like,
That's
Of
where I thought it
course.
was going. I'm not gonna lie. They pulled a 180 on me. They got me.
yes, they did.
So-
My voice just cracked.
Kudos to Archer for. It's also John's birthday. He's turning 13.
Yeah,
Today.
I just turned 13.
Oh, bravo.
And my
we
voice is starting
expecting
to
him
crack.
to
This
blossom
is
soon.
this is a very big time in a
I
man's life.
know. I have hair in weird places that there hasn't been hair before.
I like.
Oh,
to, I
that's-
do
that's
like to
about it.
imagine you as a 13-year-old boy, like just as you are right now, who are like, oh man, I wonder when I'm gonna go through puberty. Just like already rocking a beard and just like it hasn't happened yet. Someday.
this 6'1", 200 plus pound guy
Mhm.
still isn't there. Still voice cracking,
You'll get there someday,
pimples,
buddy.
weird erections.
Speaking of, let's talk about Archer and his mother a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah. Speaking of weird
So far, my
erections,
favorite transition.
I'm
yeah.
getting better, right?
That's a good one.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm transitioning into transitions, is what I'm doing.
Well put. Yeah, this episode is a really like Sterling and Mallory heavy episode. And not so much in them being together the whole time, but it explores their relationship in a way. I mean, we've seen them explore this relationship before, but we get a lot darker sort of
Very true.
backstory.
It's definitely a turn away from. I mean, we've seen it all throughout season 2, and a little bit. I mean, the premiere episode of season 3 was a great example. Burt Reynolds and Archer learning that his mom is a person. She has needs and wants and desires, and he has to respect that. And then we just go right back to, nope, Mallory beat Archer with a paddle as a young child.
Because she beat Archer with a paddle. Spoiler alert. Because she stole his bicycle.
It's effective parenting. I have to admit, it's stern parenting with an iron fist.
And to not give back the bike ever, just to let him think that it was gone. That is really stern parenting.
That's commitment. That's commitment to being a cold, horrible
bitch.
Yeah. I think you can say that. I think you can say that.
Fair.
She throws that word in there in the AV Club interview, which
true.
we'll get to later.
Yeah, no, not right now.
Classy.
I think. But yeah, that specific moment is really, telling, and they've established that she beat him with a paddle in the past, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's a thing. That's why he has that fetish.
And then, actually, wasn't it a spatula as well? They beat him. She beat him with
something like that. It might have been like a wooden spoon. I don't know.
Yeah. It was the episode where they're on the cruise ship and it blows up. They discussed that. We'll have to go back and review. This is important stuff. This is critical.
We need to fully understand.
Psychology.
Yeah. The way the mind of Sterling Archer works. Which is mostly just boobies,
cars.
Ocelot.
I hate my mom.
I hate my mom, yeah.
And butt sex.
Right.
Real into butt sex.
Yeah, that he is.
They established that pretty early. It's like the first thing he says to anyone.
Pretty much.
Anyway.
I did like your point though that they spend so little time together in this episode. It's just the two bookends.
Yeah.
And then the little brief scene in the bathroom where she pops in. Which that was the first question on my mind, and the last question addressed in that scene was, why is Archer in the women's restroom? I mean,
also, why is Pam in the women's restroom? She's not
you know,
supposed to use that.
She has her own.
Yeah.
Pam's been spending a lot of time in the bathroom as of late.
Yeah.
When she's not ripping toilets out of the wall, she's not starting yet.
No.
Which is such a Pam detail that she would feel the need to give that, to be like, no, guys, it's cool. I haven't started yet. I haven't even started yet. You've only just begun.
Oh, God.
Crap.
But yeah, that's such a weird little moment in that bathroom.
Yeah.
I figured Krieger would also be there. That's who I thought was going to show up at the end.
That would make a lot of sense.
I
He
feel
would
Krieger
probably
was there in presence.
Go under the stall.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He had a camera
With a camera,
somewhere
yeah.
in there, yeah.
Which is another great moment in the whole Mallory-Sterling relationship where Pam suggests that Archer hugs her and said that it would be impossible. And then Lana, knowing sort of the types of things that turn Archer on, announced, "Oh, he has an erection."
And a callback.
To which Krieger replies, "Me too."
There were a lot of good lines tossed out right in there. Krieger just being the least of which. Callback heavy episode.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff between Mallory and Archer, but just in general, it's super. Just one after. I was surprised Ants didn't come up.
Yeah.
When he spilled the
apple
juice.
Yeah.
Because Scotch, I can see Ants staying away from, but apple juice.
They're going
man.
all
They
over
love that apple juice.
Have you ever had
apple
a
juice
picnic?
is like Scotch to ants, actually.
Yeah, alcoholic ants. If ants were all alcoholics, then apple juice would be Scotch to those theoretically alcoholic ants.
Exactly.
Clean cut metaphor, John.
It totally makes sense.
Requires
super lays
no
out.
thinking. Yeah. So again, like you guys were saying, talking about the callbacks, there was one from Cyril about his right in the head and ass.
Yep.
Again, from
Yeah.
a couple episodes.
Right in the head and ass.
Not said with the
Which-
same vigor, though.
No, yeah.
Which was real disappointing. Because if
I
you're
like the
gonna say
deadpan
that, you
delivery
gotta-
of that.
Oh, do you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if he had said it that way the first time, it wouldn't have worked, and it never would have been a good line. But as the second time coming back around, I think the deadpan is the way to go.
We get to see Popeye again.
Oh, good old
My
Popeye.
wish finally came true.
Now, did he always have alcohol in the laundromat? I can't remember.
He turned it into suds and duds.
That's right.
So a combination bar / laundromat, which real entrepreneurial.
Yeah,
spirit
And it looks like
at
it's doing well.
Popeye.
Good idea.
I didn't see anyone else.
No.
in it,
No,
but-
yeah.
So maybe it is
maybe-
the perfect cover. I mean, people can wander into
Archer
a
alone.
laundromat. Would you ever be like a laundromat / bar?
Well, I'm
gonna
thinking
hang
I
out
never
there.
want to do my laundry sober, so
hmm
that might be.
And
why.
now you never have to.
Yep, there you go.
Good place to drink Bloody Marys, car bombs, like real messy drinks.
Yeah.
'Cause then
Oh
you can
crap!
just-
Well,
yeah.
let me just
Alright.
throw that in.
The other great moment. This is the first time we see Woodhouse in this season, right?
First time extended.
Yeah.
Woodhouse.
Because that's a great little interaction in the beginning, and when Archer realizes that his car is stolen, where he says, "You were getting all Bilbo-y." I don't know what that means. I don't know what that like. I
Oh,
don't
is
know.
that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna take a wild stab here. Bilbo Baggins.
No, I know it's
and
Bilbo
or Lord of
Baggins.
the Rings.
I know it's a reference to that.
I was gonna smack you across the face if you didn't
no.
know
What I'm
that.
saying is,
You nerd.
what is Bilbo-y about how Woodhouse was acting?
All rings and shaken up and like give me the ring and such, right?
Okay.
Gone mad with power.
That's probably what it was, or it had to do with invisibility because he talked about the car being invisible,
Having
but
some
it
sort of
wasn't.
cloaking device.
It's
Yes.
a joke that works on multiple
it does,
levels.
Yeah. No, you're right. It does.
Anytime you
stupid.
tie into Lord of the Rings, you can definitely get away with a lot.
Bilbo Baggins. And then there's.
I didn't care for those movies.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a big.
Big reveal.
Big
My
reveal.
shameful secret.
Wow.
And now you know.
You've been
Internet.
kicked out of nerddom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Go.
Oh no! Nerddom won't have me back. Whatever shall I do?
Now you're gonna go home and find out you're really good at football.
No, that'll never happen. I'll just wind up in this weird social gray zone.
But
Purgatory,
the other, yeah,
really. I'll
yeah,
float around.
social
aimlessly.
purgatory. The other great moment between Sterling and Woodhouse is when he relays the whole story of his 8th birthday with a bike, and then says, "And you didn't do anything." I'm just kidding. You couldn't have anyway. You would have just broken your spine. You're so frail.
Although when we've seen Woodhouse before, he was, in his youth,
yeah,
in his
he was-
vigor.
Somewhat strapping.
He
Yes.
can put up a fight.
Right. I
This
don't
is
know
true.
against Mallory. She's pretty. Really, this episode was weird in that it was pretty basic interactions, but a lot of character development. Because then Cyril, too, and Archer, he finally sort of has his moment where he's like, "No, you idiot. You got yourself into this. Now get yourself out. No carpets for you. No carpet's going to dig you out of this dead prostitute hole that you've digged yourself into."
Very much.
Right. That's what I would have said. I
Nice.
mean,
Right. That's why you're not a CPA at a spy agency.
Right.
you
Is
know?
that his official title?
I have no idea. No, he wouldn't be a CPA, but he's the accountant. guy.
Comptroller, right?
Yeah, comptroller.
Comptroller.
ISIS
Okay.
comptroller. So the elephant in the room that was that episode, Dodge,
Yeah. We got to talk about Dodge.
Because they did.
because they did a lot.
They sure did.
Thanks, Dodge.
Worth mentioning right off the bat, and John, I totally forgot about this, but you brought it up, or Justin, was it you? But this is not the first time that Adam Reed has plugged a car in his show before,
That it is.
This is true.
and very much in the same tone. We saw in Frisky Dingo, they were plugging the Scion.
The Scion
TC.
TC. Yeah.
Scion.
So a bit of a
Scion
conflict of
TC.
interest for
Yeah.
Adam Reed.
Yeah. Now he's got 2 car companies. That he's,
Adam Reed must really like getting cars.
Yeah.
That's what I can imagine. is
That's
that-
yeah. I also love the disclaimer from when they like reveal the in-car bar.
Yeah.
It's like, don't ever drink and drive. Blah blah blah. This
Dodge-
will only be stocked with non-alcoholic beverages.
Dodge cannot stress
stress
this
this
enough.
Never ever drink and drive.
And apple juice, really, Dodge, really?
Thanks, Dodge.
Yeah. So tonally, I mean, it's an obvious product placement, and this is not the first time that you've. Basically, there's either two ways that product placement can go into an episode, where it's like you see on Frisky Dingo or this or 30 Rock, where it's like, oh, look, a product that's here, and it's like very self-aware.
Giant
Yeah.
Snapple tastes just like regular Snapple.
Yeah, and it's always it's funny, right? Because you immediately get it, but after a while, and I think this is probably one of, not to make it sound like super weird or anything, but I don't think it's too much longer that people are going to be able to get away with what Adam Reed just did, where it's like, oh, look, we're advertising Dodge, because eventually that gets played out. But I think this was taken to such an extreme that it totally worked for me. It's like, and if you need to do product integration, it's better to do this than
to sneak it in there and
right. Or it's like the thing that always comes to mind. It's Frasier, but there's this one episode where it was one of the strangest things I'd ever seen. It was Niles and Frasier interacting, they're talking, and then all of a sudden, Niles just goes, "Oh, and by the way, I brought over some cookies that you like." Ah, Milano's. So back to the plot. It was like such a weird. I would have felt a lot more like cheated as a viewer and as a fanboy if it was just like, oh, look, it's a Dodge
Dodge
Charger.
Charger.
Now let's move on. And it's like, okay, fine.
Well,
they
well,
got
well,
it out of the
it's
room.
a Dodge Challenger.
Oh, you failed, Dodge. You've done nothing.
Now I'm not gonna buy a Dodge Challenger.
I mean, I'm still totally gonna buy it.
Oh.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'll take one for free if you guys want to give us one. How many times do you think that they have to say Dodge? Dodge.
How many times do we have to
Yeah,
say it?
how many times do we have to say Dodge
How
or
many-
Challenger?
How many times do we have to say Dodge before Dodge gives us a free Dodge?
Exactly.
Wade Boggs Carpet World.
Dave and Buster.
Dodge.
I don't know. Maybe we should dodge the question.
I wrecked a Dodge a few days ago.
Oh,
Oh, a week ago.
not the fault of Dodge.
Not the
No,
fault of Dodge.
Dodge is indestructible. Dodge cannot be killed.
Dodge is perfect.
And it looked much better than the other car
Yes.
afterwards.
Oh, definitely. Except that the other car was a bus.
It was a Dodge bus.
So he took out a city bus with a Dodge. That's how good
Yeah.
Dodge is.
That's right.
It's like what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
It really is. It really is.
I really want all those spy features
I
that
know.
aren't included.
Yeah, hey Dodge, if you can get us one of those cars, I prefer it with all the features. You can lose the bar if you have to.
I
You
prefer
can
not to.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can lose the winch.
I mean, I won't get. Don't get me wrong. I will never drink and drive, but I would
Never.
totally sit in my car on the side of the road and drink.
Yeah.
And be like, "Excuse me, cab company, I'm gonna need a ride home. Just look for the car."
Well, I
Look
would
for
just-
that Dodge.
Just throw it on a process trailer and
That's true. You can have someone else drive you around as you're drinking in your car. That is a legal gray area if there ever was one.
I
You're
think
drinking in
so.
a moving car, but you're not operating the car, and the car isn't on.
I believe
So-
if you have your keys in your pocket,
And if your car
that
is
I'm trying to
traveling at the
condone.
speed of light, and then you move forward in the car while we're, processing hypotheticals, would you be moving faster than the speed of light?
depends on how drunk you are.
This
Good
is
answer.
true.
Yeah.
Can't get drunk on apple.
How much sweet apple juice there is.
Oh, we gotta explain the weird reference that we had to look up. The spy gear.
The Cal prop.
Caltrop?
Caltrop. That's what it is. And it sounds. I thought it was like a heat-seeking missile or something, but no, it's just little
Those little
Little spikes that you shoot from the back of your car to
Yeah,
You
pop
know,
tires.
the
the
tires
spikes that
blow
you
up.
shoot out the back of your car.
That I do all the time.
I have a lot.
Driving
of
in LA, you need them.
Yeah, man. Traffic is such a bitch out here that
That
you
would-
really just.
That would be so ineffective. You're like sitting in bumper to bumper traffic on the
He
405,
just
and you're like,
spit
deploy! The guy moves forward like 3 inches, just opens, gets out of his car, was like,
brushes them to the next lane.
I'm sorry, sir, you deployed.
You
caltrops."
deployed some caltrops. I'm not moving. And
And then you put down the oil slick.
Yeah, and it just sort of
Just-
it doesn't really go anywhere because you're stationary, so there's just a
Right.
puddle of oil behind you. You're an idiot. Just hypothetical guy.
That's using all these devices on the 405 during rush
Why
hour.
are,
Yeah.
why are you using them on the... If you have a car like that, why are you taking the 405? You clearly know something about driving. You can figure this out.
You're saying
And
take the
you're a
side
s-
street.
Also, if you have that car, you're probably a spy.
Spy cars take Sepulveda, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Take Sepulveda.
yeah.
Don't be an
Maybe even
idiot.
PCH.
Yeah. Depending on where you're coming from.
Right.
Everyone else in America right now is just going, what are they talking about?
You see, people
What's a 405?
in Los
Who's
Angeles.
Sepulveda?
In Los Angeles, we have this thing called unbelievable traffic.
Right.
And we're better than you.
Archer's lucky to live in New York.
Yeah, because driving in New York is
So
so
much
much better.
it's a dream.
Well, when you have caltrops or
Well,
whatever
yeah,
they're called.
New
I
York's a
suppose.
place where you would get more use out of your caltrops and oil slicks, I think.
Mm. Lots
Let's
more
have Dodge
damage.
investigate your
Yeah.
caltrops, or at least give us some Dodges, and we'll
and
investigate for you.
yeah, we'll do it for you.
Think about it. That's a good
Mhm.
deal.
Don't answer right now. Think about it.
Think about
Speak-
it. 424-256-1729. Call us, Dodge. Call us.
We're listening. Speaking of the amount of destruction that could or hypothetically could not be caused on the 405, a lot of destruction at the hands of
The Yakuza.
street racers,
Mhm.
aka the Yakuza, in this episode.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen before. We've seen so much of the Cubans. It's been Cuban assassin hit squad left and right.
Right.
And communist
Now-
Russians. But now
but now
we're moving to a new region.
Mhm.
the
I like it.
Japanese.
Which really, Japanese doing street racing, really?
Unbelievable.
I
So
wanted them
racist.
in the space episode.
It's fine.
How great would that be if it's just like, and we're about to land on the moon? Oh no,
It's the
Yakuza!
Moon Yakuza. They're just drifting on moon buggies and
I do hope that in the upcoming space episode, spoiler alert, we've talked about it
Yeah.
before. Catch up, America. There's a
learn to
space-
read.
There's a space episode. But I really do hope that that's predictions, but I do hope that there's a moon buggy race.
There better be.
Uh,
But yeah, the Yakuza really used to great effect.
Yeah, I like them as villains. I
yeah.
definitely hope to see them again. And they didn't kill them all off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to see them again, theoretically.
What hopes?
Mm-hmm.
Which sort of brings up lots of crazy driving happening in this episode.
Lots of crazy driving happening in this episode. Lots of crazy driving happening in the last, few episodes of Archer. We had
Mhm.
the Burt Reynolds thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I'm immediately reminded of the Tour de France or whatever
mhm.
episode. Not the Tour de... That's bicycle.
The Monte Carlo
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The I don't know.
Grand
whatever
Prix,
it
I
is.
forget. I
Yes,
think it's the Grand
Prix.
Prix. Thank you. Not the Tour de France. Although that would make for a very strange episode.
I don't
of
think I've ever
Archer
seen
as
Spies
well.
on Bicycles race. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I think
they
we
could
got
fit it
something.
with some caltrods or cow what now?
Caltrops.
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 Put some caltrops on your bicycle.
Yeah.
Boom.
All of a
Boom.
sudden, a lot of people
Also
scrape
very
knees.
effective.
But I love that that Pam is slowly becoming a good drift racer.
Yeah. I like how they slowly peel like an onion her badassness
Yeah.
underneath her hand puppets and lack of sex.
Let's be real. Pam's a bloomin' onion. If we're gonna
is-
use that
yeah.
metaphor,
Yeah.
she
Deep
is
fried.
deep fried, crispy
Deep fried
goodness.
and dipped in Thousand Island? Is that
Probably
what they dip it in?
gonna
I don't know.
I
give
mean,
you a
it's
gut ache.
special sauce, but
Oh.
it's totally Thousand Island dressing. As is the Big Mac. Spoiler alert!
Sorry, guys.
You've uncovered an AfterBuzz exclusive. Big Macs
It
are actually
is
just made with Thousand
Thousand
Island
Island.
dressing.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Thank you. I was hoping we'd get at least one of those in tonight.
Yeah, we know the real secret stuff. I also love the scene where Cheryl is driving Mallory to help find them, and she asks, "Who taught you how to drive?" "Oh, just a guy called my dead father." I bet you feel like a dick.
J-turn.
Just-
Yeah. That's
Right.
not a J-turn, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. He peels out around the corner.
She drives
Uh,
really recklessly.
Everyone drives
Yeah.
recklessly.
Yep.
Except Krieger, who's really worried about his van.
Right.
I
van.
like the attitude of the Yakuza. I mean, with the Cuban hit squad, they serve a purpose in that they're just like nameless, personality-less assassins who you don't really need to spend a lot of time on. But I dig the sort of power struggle going on there between him and Archer, and Archer just getting absolutely whooped
Yeah.
by deigning to talk to, well, deigning is the wrong word, having the gall to talk to the head of the Yakuza, whatever his name may be.
I forget.
And
Oh.
also that they can be cruel villains, you know? White Pumpkin.
Or White Shadow, as she was originally convinced it was. That is funny. That's a funny name for her, though.
White Pumpkin.
How's-
Yeah, I mean, if you're Japanese, I
Yeah.
guess. Otherwise, you're just Pumpkin. Which sounds endearing.
Yeah.
People say
That one actually sounds nice.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was
yeah.
endearing. It's like, oh, pumpkin, but she's white. White pumpkin, you know?
Yeah,
They
It's
had to
so
discern
sweet.
between the other pumpkin that they had
Right.
already named.
Right, the other guys.
such.
They're,
Right. The
Yellow
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the white pumpkin we're talking about.
But what does she make about what reference is it she makes to the hanging pumpkin?
Oh, I've got your pumpkin hanging right here. Ugh.
I don't know. I had no idea what that was going on there.
I have predictions, but I don't even want to entertain
We can't speak their name on the air. I like street racing too as a concept. Not to sound totally bizarre and off topic, but like these car chases are fun.
Yeah.
It looks a little weird because they're still doing CGI, which is expected. Whatever fast movement you kind of have to.
Right.
But it does make it exciting. It does make it feel like a spy show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because what good spy movie doesn't have
A good
car chase?
No, that's a very good point. I thought you meant that you liked street racing as like a hobby of yours.
Yeah, me and
but-
my Mitsubishi Mirage.
With the
out there every
huge
night.
That's
Yeah.
how you
That's
got
how he
the
got
jet,
it, yeah.
Yeah, it was just street racing.
So yeah, guys, if you ever pull up to
A
Greg's,
white Mitsubishi Mirage that hasn't been washed in months.
just step on
Do
that.
not, yeah.
Step on that if you want to step on that gas and really see what's coming.
Uh-huh.
You'll get
As I'm jamming out to Arcade Fire. The suburban
Just to
boy.
add it-
Oh, you want to race?
Just to add injury to insult, I will beat you while I listen to indie rock.
That's right. So all you tough guys out there, Greg's out here waiting for you.
It's a good look to have. A look that I might add could only be accentuated by the Poovy Farms racing patch, which I totally want.
I think
FX store, get on that. Make
FX.
me be able to buy a Poovy Farms racing
FX
suit.
maybe team up with Dodge.
To hook us up with a Dodge and some sweet Poovy Farms racing suit. The
Think about it.
the Poovy Farms logo, I will say this, looks suspiciously like Mooby from Jay
from
and Silent
Clerks,
Bob,
yeah.
right back in that whole universe. It's the same sort of cow, the smiley cow. Which, by the way, how has Pam not been shot at the Yakuza races wearing that outfit? Like, it seems really out of place. everyone else is in like business suits.
Uh-huh.
And,
They're in they're the Yakuza.
yeah,
And then here's Pam.
yeah, in her like derby suit. Just suburban white America.
Yeah,
Not
hers-
even suburban, just like really trashy America. Like a
Little s-
racing
Her little
outfit.
speed racer outfit.
Yeah, she does look like Speed Racer. It's
does.
like with the white and the red
The
strip.
helmet and the
All she needs now is a weird like Japanimation sequence.
exactly.
Where she jumps over her car and freezes.
Go speed racer, go. Yeah.
We need another drug trip episode.
Yeah. She's got to take some really intense Japanese, I don't know, ketamine?
Japanese drugs.
Snake's blood?
I don't know.
I don't know
For
what
some
their
reason,
drug
for
choice
some
is.
reason,
Hold
I
on.
picture.
Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm sorry. Alright.
Let's go back to where you're getting snake's blood from.
You know, little known fact about me. Spent some time in the Yakuza in Japan,
Drinking.
And
drinking snake's blood.
Interesting.
Another
I know.
AfterBuzz exclusive.
Does it fuck you up? Does it?
AfterBuzz
Oh, yeah.
TV exclusive.
Do you see
There's
everything?
trails and
And you see everything as like Speed Racer style.
it's true.
animation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's chim chim everywhere you go. Everyone has their own chim chim.
Well, the chim chim. That's just an effect of. That's just a physical effect of the drug leaving your body. So yeah.
Stray
You heard it here.
observations.
Stray observations. Thank God, Mr. Ford is back.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Ford making his triumphant return from Frisky Dingo.
Uh,
Now
Mis-
the owner of the Dodge Challenger. Yes.
the
I
fantastic Dodge Challenger.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the fine folks at Dodge.
This superior Dodge Challenger.
But Mr. Ford, who says, and I think he said this in an episode of Frisky Dingo, my ass is everywhere. Great line. Mr. Ford has my favorite line in all of television.
Oh god, I don't even know if we can repeat
We
that
can
on
say
the
it on
air.
the air.
Okay.
We can now.
I think
Mr.
we-
Ford, who may, if I'm
If
getting
those-
this correct,
If some of you are sensitive, please cover your ears now.
yeah, earmuffs,
Earmuffs.
sensitive America. If I'm remembering correctly, and I'm sure hope this is where you're going at it, this line occurs when Mr. Ford guest stars as a political consultant, talking head, as you will, on a news station
And he says, and
of the American people.
he's talking about the election, the presidential election between Killface and Xander Cruz. And he says of the American public, the American people want three things: cold beer, warm pussy, and a place to shit with a door on it. Because you don't want the dog coming in there and looking at you.
You sure don't.
It's a really simplistic view of America.
But one that I think would hold true if you polled everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it's an
I-
unfair view.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I mean, there are other basic necessities, but I mean, as a real folksy analysis of it, I could see Sarah Palin saying that. You know what I mean? You throw a
Yep.
"don't you know" at the end, and then that's. It'd also be a real good way for one of the lesser-known Republican candidates to just drop out of the race. It's just you go up on a
That's
debate,
his drop in the mic.
and then it's you know what? These candidates can talk all night, but I know what America
At
wants.
the end of the day.
And a place
And
to
our
shit
new
with a
leader
door.
is Mr. Ford, who does become president
Yes.
of the United States in the
That
series.
is correct. And then has to tell Secret Service to look out for doppelgangers,
Yes.
which he can't pronounce. So,
Any other stray observations?
We didn't talk about it was kind of a big thing in the show that Archer thought that his car had a Knight Rider type voice to it. He called the car Genie. And he continued to talk to the car
yeah.
and asked, "Are you pouting? Why are you pouting?" And the best part is who was it? What is it? Woodhouse that calls him, and he picks up and he's like, "Did you decide to start talking to me?" "Oh, nothing, Woodhouse."
That was great.
It's a good running gag. The
It
longest
was.
that we've ever seen Archer not being interrupted
Yeah.
by someone.
Also, I just love. Is it weird that I want to have sex with you?
Sterling, you know my name? Sterling. That's good. I
That was
dig
good.
it.
That was a good one. That was a good moment. Any
Yeah.
stray observations from you, Mr. Genus?
You know, we covered the Poovy Farms racing patch, and as long as I can get that into mass production, I'm good with that.
Oh, and we also
Yeah.
have the return of Fudgy the Whale and Cookie Puss,
Yeah, Cookie Puss I was happy to see again.
because he's excited for his birthday.
Hmm
Shall we? On to...
Speaking of the plugs that we've been doing all night, we're talking about you, Dodge and Carvel, right? They're the
Carvel,
yeah.
And the Poovy Farms.
and Poovy Farms Racing.
How about we cut to our first commercial?
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
That guy who hates his coworkers doesn't mention us by name.
As people that he hates.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I
You're
meant.
assuming that this guy goes to every one of our jobs
I
and
mean-
hangs out just so he can resent us, which is not like an unreasonable thing. We're highly resentable people.
Yeah, I hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that out.
It just got really sad and quiet as we were just like, oh wait, it's
We-
true.
We all came to that realization at once.
You can just see our face. We're like, oh, we hate ourselves.
We do. Deep down in the pit of who I am as a person. So, we've been alluding to this AV. We haven't been alluding to it. We mentioned it, like, straight up at the beginning of this show. Who the hell do I think I am? Anyway, the AV
Someone
Club.
who hates himself, clearly.
The AV Club, I believe it was yesterday, posted an interview with Jessica Walter.
Voice of Mallory Archer, for those of you who somehow haven't
Have
put
no
that
idea
together.
about anything.
Yeah,
Um,
jerks.
Yeah, how is that possible?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you idiots.
Who are you?
You idiots who don't know who Jessica Walter is, you're welcome. Now you know. Okay? Idiot.
Some good stuff in this interview.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So they don't focus specifically on Archer. in
No,
this
they do
interview.
not. It's the random roles column, I guess is what they call it, where they sort of go through a person's famous roles and ask them, for poignant details about them.
Which was actually good because you got to see how everything is leading up
Yeah.
to. Not to say that like everything was leading to this moment, but you get to see how she mentions how she was pretty regularly cast as like these really off-color or like really couple of nuts loose in the head ladies, which to her is more fun because I'm struggling to find the exact line right now. But she doesn't like playing, as she puts it, vanilla-type ladies.
Right.
Which I can totally see. Like, if you're going into the booth for voiceovers, or if you're just going to go out on stage, why wouldn't you want to be that, like, wacky and
Yeah,
crazy
why wouldn't
and
you want to
fun?
have some meat to the
Exactly.
role? Yeah, I also, one of the things that's interesting and not particularly Archer-related, her first movie was also Gene Hackman's first movie.
That's pretty big.
That is helpful for 6 degrees of separation purposes. if anyone is listening.
So you need to connect her to Kevin Bacon or something.
Then all you need to do is find Gene Hackman and Kevin Bacon.
Which I'm sure has happened.
But you can't do it.
But I can't do it because I don't know.
Listeners, if you can do it.
I'm working it out as
Call
we
in.
speak.
424-256-1729.
Prove you're superior to us.
At least to John.
When she does get on to Archer and talking about Archer, it's expanding a little bit on what we briefly touched on before, is that how she has no idea what she's talking about. This is my favorite line, where she's talking about something that she had to say for Archer. And she says, coming up in an episode of Archer, I forget the scene specifically, but there was something at the end, boom chicka boom or something. It was like they do in porn movies. I said to Adam, well, give me a line reading, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
God, that was funny.
I love the idea. I'm so disappointed that I don't have the actual audio log from this interview, because I love the idea of her struggling to say, it was something at the end, boom chicka boom or something.
And I'm picturing like Adam Reed having to explain that this is from porn to Jessica Walter.
How awful do you need to feel? And he would be like, listen,
it's like
Jessica
the porn
Walters,
music.
you highly respected actress, you. I watch a lot of pornographic movies, and so I know that there's this thing they do. What an awkward position to put yourself in.
Yeah. I also love the. I mean, I don't know how I missed this when it was like on the big on the internet. The her having to read Craigslist ads.
Yeah, apparently this was at the, again, if you didn't see it, great article to check out because they linked to it apparently. But she did a performance at the Eugene Merman Comedy Festival last year, and she did live readings of Craigslist ads. Which I guess went viral. We somehow missed it. But very racy, like personal, I'll exchange sex for bus passes kind of ads. And it's finally revealed, big spoiler in this interview, she says, I think it was a mock Craigslist. It couldn't have been real because it was so off color. And then the interviewer's like, no, that was definitely real. Her response is, they're real. Again, I love the idea of her just being scandalized and or confused by all these things.
I just like that's too much for you on Craigslist. Like, you really have to troll Craigslist a little bit better.
John knows a little something about trolling Craigslist.
Look,
especially in the personal section.
Sometimes you just need your DS for a bus pass. You know what I mean?
For 100 roses.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that. This actually set me off on a huge... I just, like, read through a bunch of personals on Craigslist after this.
That's why you did it, John.
Well,
it was research after the fact.
How many of those were bookmarked?
Oh, tons. Oh, my God. My book... Oof, boy. I got some phone calls to make later.
John's got a real interesting weekend planned out.
Oh, boy. Got a lot of people are going to get bus passes this week. And with that...
Also, John, you had some announcements about, again, relating back to Jessica Walters, but
well, it's been
her
all
spare
over.
roles.
It's been all over the internet. It's official now. The cast and the entire writing team of the original series of Arrested Development is signed on for the Netflix season that they're doing this summer.
Woohoo!
Which she mentions. She mentions in this article that they're starting this summer.
Coming back.
That's awesome.
There it is, folks.
So if you like Jessica Walters and you like her in Archer, then you're probably gonna like her in Arrested Development.
And yes.
Yeah.
And you're gonna like everyone else in Arrested Development because
it's
the bomb.
It's a good show. There's no way around
pretty
that.
good at what it is.
With that, I think it's time to move on to some spooky theremin music.
Spooky theremin.
Please. Yeah.
And
There
now,
it is.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's warm in your tummy, just like
Cold
a
in your brain.
fresh glass of apple juice.
So, I don't know if this is so much a prediction as much as it's a hope. that we see a lot more of Mr. Ford.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
More Popeye, more Ford. I demand it.
Yep. Demand.
Basically, FX, prepare for your offices to be flooded with angry letters if I don't see Mr. Ford.
And by flooded, you mean one.
Like, I'm gonna write an angry letter, and I'm probably gonna email it. You know.
You probably won't.
Because I don't.
If you
I don't,
find one in crayon, that's mine, and it will be angry.
Right.
I don't know. I can't afford stamps. So.
I'm predicting the return of the Yakuza. Again, kind of more of a hoping thing as well, but it's fun to see villains that are a little more fleshed out. We got away from that for a while. You know, there was from Diversity Higher. I miss that, where you don't get to see like these really active villains, because that's kind of fun. So I'm hoping to see more of them.
I would like to see more of them too. I think if I had to predict anything, I'd predict more car chases. And the like, whatever the incarnation of that would be in space, maybe tiny little spaceship chases. I don't know.
A space chase.
Space chase. I like that. It's very catchy.
It is.
Yeah, that's. I see it going more in that direction. Just because, like we had mentioned earlier, you can't have a good spy movie without a car chase, and it does help with the like progression of the show a little bit. Not that I ever personally get bored, but I love that show to death. But it like
speeds up the action.
It speeds everything up. It keeps any of the lesser the people that are doing like 5 other things at once, they might pay attention to the show a little bit more, and I like that. Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Boom.
Shakalaka, we nailed it, man. We got those predictions in the bag.
100%.
Park. Time for host plugs. You can find me on the Twitters at @JDuganBarrett.
And me on the Twitters at Justin P. McGee.
You can find me constantly trying to take down the Twitters and being vengeful on the internet.
And also you can follow my blog on the Tumblrs, botmarykill.tumblr.com. So, folks, I think that's a wrap for tonight.
I believe so.
Take it away, John.
I believe y'all should check us next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.